Hello everyone and welcome to this, the next episode of our Don't Starve LP. Where we had left off, we had gotten our tentacle spikes, and there actually has been an update. There was some ponderance, some commiseration to this effect in the last episode where I was kind of wondering if they had dropped a new patch because things look very differently. Well, indeed they have. I haven't been on the internet because I've been studying like crazy for exams, but the fact of the matter is they have released a new patch. It is the winter patch, so we actually are going to have to deal with a new season now. So when it gets cold, I'm not really sure what the effects of that are going to be. I assume it's probably going to negatively affect your sanity. There's a walrus now who hunts us. He's like Angus McWalrus or some name like that. Are these guys still in heat? No, we're good. So let's grab ourselves, well, we'll grab fertilizer on the way back. On the agenda for today is that I really just want to kind of see some of these new features. I want to run around a little bit. The mosquitoes that we hadn't seen before were added in the patch, but as well, there's also some new magic, like some crystals drop, and you can make like magic staves out of them and that sort of thing. So we've got a little bit of a fantasy gamble going on in our game now. So things are getting more interesting. There are a plethora of new things to kill us, and many, many things that we have to check out. So come along with me. Welcome back to the LP, and hopefully we'll find ourselves a little bit of adventure in this episode. I really hope this doesn't turn into a wandering around episode, but they rarely do. And as I say that, I'm sure it will turn into a wandering around episode. Take that, tall bird. I will destroy you. I will destroy you, tall bird. And I really probably shouldn't be wasting durability like, ow, my snoot. Anyways, I shouldn't be wasting durability like this on my tentacle spike, just in case we come across. I've heard that this walrus has like a gun or something, like he actually hunts you. He's like the guy from Jumanji, or he's like that guy who's like clever girl from Jurassic Park, but he apparently hunts you. So once he finds you, it seems like the hunt is on. It's him and his son. We do need this extra meat, so actually this is a pretty good idea to kill these. We have been surprisingly low on food lately. I haven't messed around with the tall birds yet to figure out the rhythm. There is, I've watched someone do it. There's a rhythm to the way in which you can attack them where they'll repeat flinch, and I feel like I just bugged him out right there, and that's why he didn't hit me. What are you going to do, tall bird? That's right, he's hesitant. He's hesitant. He doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't want to roll out on the block. He doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to test me, because that's what happens. I'm sure I've become kind of a tall bird legend at this point. They kind of tell their baby, they tell the small birds at night, you better watch out or the robot will come for you. Now, let's see, where haven't we been? So let's follow the road and see where we end up here. I am just going to eat these seeds outright because every little bit helps. In my comments, one of my very faithful viewers let me know that basically the way it works, so if you guys don't know how your hunger works when you're sleeping, whatever your hunger is at before you sleep, it will divide that in half. So if you have 90 and you sleep, you'll end up with 45. So really, people were right. You don't want to eat before you go to sleep. I'm just unobservant and not good at math, and also just really didn't feel like doing simple subtraction, and therefore I did not notice this fact. We've got another little mini beefalo herd up here, and I kind of like these. We're getting exploratory in this episode. We're kind of being the proctologist of nature right now, and we've got a mandrake. That's actually pretty tempting. Is there anything that I can do away with right now? I can make myself a new axe, so I'm not going to carry that around with me. We've got loads of materials. The mandrake's going to die if it's daytime, so remember that. I don't recall exactly what the effects of the mandrake are. I know they are mostly beneficial. I'm pretty sure if you eat them raw, something not bad happens, but I'm sure it's not absolutely beneficial. But I know if you eat them cooked, it does something good. And I think it's if you eat them uncooked, it puts everything asleep in an AoE around you, but I don't remember. So definitely look that up before you try it out on my word. And we're just going to follow some of these biomes around because I'd like to take a look at the world at large. I'd like to be more aware. I'd like to be more culturally, well, not culturally. I'd like to be more cartographically observant. I don't know. I'm not really sure what word I'm looking for right there. And if this turns into a spider queen, I'm going to be very, very sad. Thank God it did not. Don't starve Jesus. Now, it looks like there's another biome over here. It probably attaches through this spot right here. So we may have ended up wasting our time here, but there are a lot of gravestones. If we were still on the lookout for gold, the gravestones would be something that I'd want to keep track of. But the gold we're using right now was Wilson's from our last map. So when we jumped through the teleporter, we kept a lot of those items that we already had. Let's see where this goes, just to test this out. So we're going to lose a little bit of sanity here, but maybe we'll pop out somewhere closer to where we want to be. I didn't see any other wormholes, so oh, fantastic. It popped us out right where we wanted to be. So we only lost, I feel like our sanity's been doubled. So obviously the complaints that have been on the forums, there have been a lot of people having trouble with the sanity system. If you counteract it with sleeping, I haven't really noticed. It hasn't really changed the way I play the game at all. But I guess that I'm not going to call it complaining. I'm going to say that the general concerns surrounding sanity appear to have gotten through to the developers, and they've increased the amount of sanity you have. It used to be 100, now you've got 200. You've got a much better bar to play with. They probably just expanded a little bit. They probably just expanded each phase of your insanity a little bit. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Hopefully that spider will eat his dead comrade. No, you're not going to eat your dead comrade? Alright, then I'm going to beat you to death, buddy. All I wanted to do was invite you to dinner. All I wanted to do was take you to dinner, and we can't have nice things around here. That is one thing that I've noticed about our campsite and our general surroundings, is that we can't have anything nice. Now, can we? Everything we have is made out of twigs and sticks. I haven't had a shower in 37 days, and you wouldn't think a robot would be smelly, but he is smelly as hell. WX70 is just enough of an android, just enough. He has just enough human parts in him to where it is just disgusting. It is nasty. I wish he would take a robot shower, but corrosion is an issue. I mean, that's assuming he's not made of wood or something. I don't know. He could be made out of wood or something crazy. Let's see here. Are you going to attack me, tall bird, or are you just going to keep fighting spiders? Oh, you're going to turn around and hit me. And now I have no armor, which leads me to a dangerous, dangerous place. So hopefully, there we go. He is disengaged. We're going to make our campfire real fast. And now that our campfire is in place, I'm going to jimmy rig together a sleeping bag. There we are. And we're just going to drift off to robot sleep right now. Peaceful robot 4-nipple sleep. Alright, and we're back up and ready to roll, and we need to make ourselves a log suit now. So let me go ahead. Fuel reserves are indeed low. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I will get you fed. Feeding a robot is not something I'm used to. So we'll get ourselves another log suit just as that extra layer of protection. And actually, let's cook up some of this meat. That's exactly what we should be doing right now, given how low our hunger is. I'd like to keep myself stocked up. And there we are. And we'll eat the last one just for extra space. And that puts us at 150 health. Taking a look around this biome, it doesn't look like there's any corner left unturned. So let's be on our way. Let's see if we can get up out of here. I did try combining the monster meats in the crock pot, and it turned into a monster lasagna. A monster lasagna. I don't remember if that was on camera or not, or if I lost that footage. I have tremendous issues sometimes with Fraps. It kind of records things. Like if the game has the horrible tendency of crashing, like sometimes Towns crashes while I'm out here. Ooh, I don't want to fight 2 tall birds at the same time. I would like to fight 1, but 2, not so much. The boomerang, let's talk about the boomerang for just a moment. The boomerang has turned out to be a fantastic companion. It has been amazing thus far. The boomerang has allowed me to kill gobblers, which is my #1, anything that lets me kill gobblers, like gobbler genocide, is really the only thing that I'm interested in. As long as I am just exterminating gobblers, I'm happy, and the boomerang allows me to hit them right in the face. Now, I do want to show you something with the boomerang. I want to teach you how to catch the boomerang consistently. Like, some people have told me that they've injured themselves quite frequently with their boomerang. They have problems keeping themselves healthy when they use the boomerang, and I'm going to show you how you can catch it. So we're going to equip our boomerang here, and we're going to give it a throw. Well, let's find something to throw it at. So if you want to catch your boomerang, you're going to use the space key. Now, the space key normally makes you auto-loot anything that's on the ground, but it works with the boomerang as well. This is a little-known trick that many people don't know about. We throw this at him, and on its way back, we hit spacebar. There you go. You catch it every single time. I've only injured myself that one time with the boomerang, the first time I threw it, and after I figured out that I could use the space key to catch it every single time, haven't injured myself since. I do hope that maybe they nerf the durability loss on the boomerang, or what I'd really like to see is I would like to see high-budget items in the game. If Client Entertainment would add items like, let's say a boomerang that doesn't, maybe a gold boomerang. Let's be more, everything in this game gets plated with gold and becomes more opulent. It becomes more pecuniary. It becomes more monetarily valuable. It becomes more, well, hedonistic. So I would like to see a gold-plated boomerang, actually, that has tons of durability, that it only loses like 2 or 3% every time you throw it. You can hold onto it for long periods of time, and this guy looks like he's stuck. They aren't laying eggs like I would hope they would. I wanted to make a small bird army, but have had no luck thus far. A small bird army has always been one of those things that I'm just envious of. I saw a video one time of a guy running around with like 100 small birds, and I was like, this is my goal in life. it really had that brief moment where I was like, this is basically cute overload, and I need it right now. I need it in my possession. So we took a look up here, and it doesn't look like we have anything else going on. And now we got to take the long walk back to base, which is very, very unfortunate. I was hoping that we would find a wormhole up there that would kind of jump us back to where we wanted to be, but the Speedy Boost EX 64-bit edition from the roads will have to suffice for now. That tall bird seemed to aggro very prematurely. Maybe he just remembered that I beat him up already. Did I already injure this tall bird? Maybe. And I'm going to kind of circle this way to avoid his friend coming and attacking us. No, tall bird. I would like to be your friends, but you keep trying to peck me. Like, I could help you raise your children. I could be a babysitter. You could go on more tall bird dates. You could get out more. Maybe bring home a tall bird mom, because you guys seem to be single parents. Or maybe they are the moms. Maybe they need to bring home a tall bird dad. They have an epidemic of fatherlessness among small birds, maybe. And I'm trying to help them remedy that, and they don't seem interested. They just don't seem to want my help. It's unfortunate, because I do like them very much. I like their species, and I would like to help ease their social problems. I guess we can take a righty right here. Let's take a righty and see where we end up, as opposed to a lefty and going down into the swamps. We haven't found our walrusy friend yet, and I am a little terrified. I've heard he uses sleep darts. I've heard he's quite devious and quite dangerous. Haven't seen him yet, though, so we haven't really had to worry about it. Hunting a koalefant might be a good idea, other than the fact that I've heard that windbreaker we made, if you remember way back in the day, which was quite possibly a Monday, if you remember way back in the day, we used that tall bird trunk, and we turned it into like a parka, kind of like a Gap sweater vest type thing, a tech vest, as they used to call it back in the raging 90s, when Wheatus ruled the earth and Blink-182 roamed, producing one-hit wonders. Now, if you remember back to that time, we had created kind of a parka. I think that's for the winter expansion. I actually think they put that out earlier, and that may help us. That may save us a little bit of time. We don't have to hunt a koalefant in this case. I'm going to try and gather up some grasses so we can sleep through the evening. There we are. And now, I guess we could use a few more twigs. I mean, we're pretty stocked up on twigs. It looks like we've got another biome down here. I am way more pleased with this map than I was with the last one. This map has been far more suitable. It has been less of a grump. It is basically, the last map wasn't really worth our time. I feel like we somewhat wasted like 14 episodes on the last map. And it was disappointing. Like, it sucks when you make a map and you don't get the things you want, but it seems like that was kind of an in-between generation. Like, Cly Entertainment went through and they revised the map generation really, really fast, because that map had all kinds of problems. There was, like, spiders roaming the earth, sucking the blood out of everything that moved. We didn't have any beefaloes. Like, we searched the entire map. Not a single beefalo was found. We had, like, 30 rocky biomes, like 30 badlands, and it was not a very good it just was not hospitable in the way I would like to see. And now that it's in the evening, it looks like you lose sanity in the evening, though. Maybe that was kind of the balance that they used. I'm not really sure about that. I don't remember losing sanity during dusk, but it appears as though that's a change that has occurred, and I hear the sound of a gobbler. I'm not really interested in gobbler fighting right now. I am interested in grabbing up all these carrots, because carrots have been buffed. They are ridiculously nutritious, wonderfully delicious, but they don't seem to make my eyesight any better. In real life, you guys don't know this, but IRL, Splattercat is like legally blind. I'm actually kind of surprised they let me drive sometimes. I have like Coke bottle lenses since I was a kid, and luckily I'm really glad that I wasn't born in like the 60s or something, because then you would have those really fugly glasses. Then they were like the only glasses that they manufactured during that time period, so you really didn't have a choice. You were just toast. You had to use them. And I'm glad that I was born during a time period in which we have selections on glasses. Like, that's pretty cool. And so, what in the hell? Why is it quivering? Does it come back to life at night? Or is it just kind of bouncing? Ah, well, off to sleepy night-night. Which is, well, part of the favorite part of my day, I guess. Sleeping is pretty awesome. I don't know how you guys feel about sleeping. Like, some people, I've heard there are people that are afraid to go to sleep, which, that'd be kind of like, there's people that are afraid to go poop. How difficult would it be to go through life being afraid of taking a dump? Like, I would just, that's like 90% of the reason I wake up in the morning. I'm like, all right, I am looking forward to the movement of the day, if you catch my drift. And if I don't have that to look forward to, like if I was afraid of that moment in my day, I am not sure how I would continue living. Like, I may just have to not wake up one day. But there are people who are afraid of sleeping, and that's kind of an inevitability. Like being afraid of, well, pooping's an inevitability too, I guess. But it'd be weird. I guess my point coming back full circle is that being afraid of going to sleep would be awful, and I feel very, very bad for those people. I guess you could drug yourself off to sleep in that case, like maybe just diphenhydramine it up. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe NyQuil yourself out every night. I don't know how you would remedy that situation. I'm not sure. Maybe just be sleepless all the time. There's a guy in one of my classes who sleeps like an hour a night. He's got like the worst insomnia I've ever seen. And we go out on fields where we go on like 8-mile hikes every day, and he still sleeps like an hour a night. I'm like, dude, you look like ass right now. I can't really think of any other word. Like, I would say you look terrible, but you look like you're about to die right now. I really wish that you could sleep. And he's like, I wish I could sleep too. And that's really, God, the end of the conversation. Like, how do you do like a 6 to 7 mile hike on an hour of sleep? I mean, I guess people do it in wartime, like Vietnam and like World War II and whatnot. I'm willing to bet soldiers during that time, during invasions and things, didn't sleep very much. Seems like one of those stressful situations that might negatively detract from your sleep habits, but I guess people can do it, but it just does not seem comfortable to me. It seems like it would just be awful wrestling with that kind of insomnia all the time. So if you have insomnia, my friend, I apologize, and I feel, well, I hope your troubles will go away someday. I love sleeping. I suck my thumb, I just lay there, and I'm just like, I have a problem sleeping too much. I have the opposite of insomnia. I don't know what the opposite of insomnia would be. But I guess like obsomnia maybe, like a fatness of sleep. I don't know if that's the proper termination, but the proper terminology. I just made a word. I made a word up. Obsomnia. You sleep too much. You just nom on insomnia, or you nom on your somnias. Now, we are full up on grass, and this has been an episode. This is a huge prairie biome. I really wasn't paying attention. I got sidetracked talking about sleep and how much I enjoy it, which, you know, you gotta be passionate about things in life, and I feel like if you could be passionate about at least one thing, mine is sleeping. Yours could be possibly eating, or, you know, I don't judge. Whatever you want your particular passion to be. You could have a passion for throwing rocks at cars that go down the street. I mean, it's an unhealthy, that would be an unhealthy passion, very likely to get you shot. But I don't look down on anybody's passion. Whatever your passion is, you know, pursue it. Maybe film it and put it on the internet. There's bound to be someone on the internet who would think things like that are hilarious. Like, I think back in the day, CKY did a skit like that where they would get up on an overpass and they would just drop things off an overpass onto cars, which I understand is very dangerous, but, you know, as a 13-year-old, it seemed pretty funny to me. Looking back, that's probably just a horrible thing to think is funny, because those people probably could have wrecked their cars, but what can you do? 13, being 13 and young, I remember those days when everything was funny. The world was so bright. Study hall every morning. I miss that. They should add that to college, study hall, which was basically essentially sleep period, if I remember. It was like sleeping 115 was really what they could have renamed the class. Like, I don't think anybody did anything in study hall. You basically just slept and like browsed the internet. Like, at the time, we were waiting for Warcraft 3 to come out. This is kind of dating myself, but I remember checking the beta watch like every day for Warcraft 3, being like, oh my god, this game is going to be amazing. And that's what I did in study hall. Instead of expanding my learning, I think of all the time I've wasted just staring at websites. Although I think that's probably a generational problem. Like, together, us 20-somethings have just frittered away inordinate amounts of time just looking at ridiculous things. And that's another thing, is like, if you spent that much time on the internet, nothing shocks you anymore. Like, I've noticed that I'm just horribly desensitized. Like, shock value does nothing for me anymore. And just, like, you can't post anything that would make me go, ooh. Like, I don't think anything exists on the internet anymore that could really break my spirit, that could really harm my pride. And I'm willing to bet for the majority of us that's true. Like, there is some crazy stuff on the internet, but once you've seen it all, you've seen it all. And I guess this is the largest prairie biome that I have ever seen. This thing is enormous. Good God. Like, this episode has just turned to, we're just walking the prairie. We're just walking the prairie. I feel like we need a covered wagon in order to make this kind of time authentic, period authentic. But this is the end of our third day, and you guys know what that means. So this is Don't Starve. If you've been enjoying the videos, definitely go to Cly Entertainment's website or pick it up on Steam or Desura. This is one of those games that I wholeheartedly endorse no matter what. Like, The game is only half completed, and it's more robust than most completed games, so I highly recommend it to those of you out there who enjoy survival games. I spend a lot of time out in the wilderness as a geologist. I do a lot of camping, a lot of survival-esque type stuff. Les Stroud is my hero, so this game is just one of those things that scratches every itch for me, so you should definitely check it out. My name is Splattercat. This series will be ongoing until we die, and as you can see, we're on almost day 40. We're out there right now in terms of time, so it should go on for quite some time. I'd like to see some of the newer features with the winter patch, and I hope you've enjoyed spending this time with me. So I will see you guys next time, and take care out there.